If you're running an online education business, in this video, my goal is to help you position your offer and your personal brand as a luxury brand in the market that is literally gonna allow you to charge tens of thousands of dollars and work with premium clients. In this video, I'm literally gonna give you the principles and techniques I'm using with my clients. For example, one of the people that I work with is selling a $25,000 offer, and I'm literally gonna give all of those frameworks to you so that you can implement them into your business and win. Let's jump in because this is gonna be an amazing session. By the way, my name is Andre. If you're new to the channel, I'm literally gonna treat this video as if I'm sitting face to face with you and we're gonna do a coaching session. So, main idea is this. You wanna make your business more profitable, right? There are two ways of doing this, right? So you either sell more and just get more clients, or you just charge a lot more and work with premium clients. Now, the number one fear, let me write this in here because this is super important, and I just want to be transparent about this. The number one fear that I had in my own journey so I've been doing content for as long as I can remember, but really with my personal brand, I started at the end of 2023. At the time, I was running 3 businesses at once. I had an agency, an e-com store, a SaaS business. It was chaotic. I had a mental breakdown. I'm constantly talking about this in my channel because at this point, it's like my origin story. I had a mental breakdown. I was just overwhelmed. I was just sick and tired of having no leverage. I was a business owner, but I didn't have leverage. Like, I was just chasing clients. I was tired of all of that, and I went into basically creating content and taking all of the knowledge that I had and the value and building my personal brand and building an offer around that. Now, at the time, my number one fear with this was charging high prices. Now, mind you, the value was through the roof, right? But it was an internal thing. And therefore, I was charging in the very, very beginning. I remember my first ever program was for course was for 97 bucks. And then I moved into 197. And then I tested out like a 497 offer. And then finally, after a couple of months, I started to charge 1K, and I shifted from selling a course to selling a one-on-one mentorship. Now, at the time when I was charging 1K for the very first time with the first few people that I worked with, I thought this was a lot, right? So I thought it was a huge price. Because in the back of my mind, that 1K price point was too much. And that obviously comes from, if you're in that as well, it comes from basically a lack of confidence in your ability to, you think you're not enough. You're basically thinking, okay, if this person pays me, if I were to charge 5K, I'm not worth that, right? Which is most of the time is bullshit, right? But I was there, in the very beginning, I was there. And this is the number one fear that everybody has in this space, right? My clients, a couple of them, when they started to work with me in the one-on-one mentorship, they were like, Andre, I don't know if I should charge that much, right? But obviously my goal is to help people position themselves as premium brands, as luxury brands. So we don't want to charge just 500 bucks. We want to work with amazing people. We want to build amazing brands. Get freedom, build a dream life. And we're not going to do that with a low ticket course. So the number one fear is this, right? And the main idea, again, making your business more profitable. The number one way I would go about this right now, if you're already having an audience, if you're already selling an offer, is to take a look. So let's do number one. Take a look at the offer positioning. So this is the very first point I want to make in the video. So offer positioning. See, the thing is, most coaches just sell commodities. What does that mean? So a commodity is like sounding like every other offer in the space. And these are usually simple outcome-based offers. I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. So let's say you're in fitness. This sounds like I help men lose 10 pounds in whatever, right? If you're in business, like I help people, I don't know, scale, get 5K, whatever, or whatever many clients and stuff like that. So these are literally sounding so generic, and they're treated in the marketplace as commodities, right? Because the reality is everyone can say this. Everyone could technically offer this, right? Now, the thing is with your offer positioning, and that's why it starts with this. You have to understand when your ideal client is discovering your content, they have to literally see themselves in your messaging, in your story. Now, if you're just talking to them like this, like, yeah, I'm helping you do X, like with Y and with these numbers, that sounds super cold. So what you have to do to fix your offer positioning, and this is the very first thing that I'm doing with my clients, which is why I'm giving you this entire framework right now. You have to take a look and identify what is the clear transformation that you're offering. So I'm not just talking about some numbers here. I'm talking about what is that deep internal transformation that your clients are going to experience while working with you. So it might be that on the surface level, you're helping them lose weight, for example, but the deeper transformation is you help them gain their confidence back and just become almost superhuman and attract their right partners, right? So let's write that down. So surface level, aka basic needs, it could be lose weight, right? But the deeper desire and premium needs, right? So we're literally doing a versus here. This is what? This is attracting the right partner. It could be like that, right? This could be self-confidence, boosting their self-confidence. If you're just selling the lose weight stuff, ChatGPT could literally help people with that. That's how crazy the space is right now. I want you to understand, like, ChatGPT could literally help you lose weight. So why would I pay you, a coach, a fitness coach, to help me lose weight or gain weight or gain muscle? Like, you know what I mean? That's right here is a commodity. So you do not want to sell this. You want to sell the deeper transformation. And this is what I like to call the identity-based offer. Identity-based offer. So this is when you go from not just an outcome, you go to basically identifying what is the identity. Let me write that down. So what is the identity that your ideal clients want to embody and achieve deep down? Right? What is that identity? Think about that. It doesn't matter what niche you're in, what industry you're in. There is an identity, like the previous example. There is a deeper need and a deeper transformation they're looking for. And if you want to position yourself like that, if you want your coaching business to be more profitable, If you want to work with premium clients, that's what you got to do. You got to make the shift from the outcome-based offer to the identity-based offer, where you sell not just some surface level tactics strategies. No, you sell the actual transformation and the whole shifting of the identity that comes with your unique process. So hopefully that makes sense for this first point. I'm just looking through some notes here. What you have to do in this, whenever you're doing the messaging, whenever you're doing the content, you want to, and this is very important, and I'm going to try to make a drawing, please don't laugh at me, but how does this, okay, let me try to do this. This is supposed to be an anchor, okay? Don't laugh at me. I'm going to magically know if you do. But yeah, this is supposed to be an anchor. You want to anchor your offer and your messaging in identity and emotion. I don't know why I said it like that. Emotion, yeah. You want to anchor your offer, the entire offer, into the identity that they're looking for and the emotion that is required for them to buy. You don't anchor it in numbers, you don't anchor it in surface level tactics, none of that. So for example, whenever I would talk to a potential client, I'm not just yapping about, yeah, you should use this hook, you should, like I'm yapping about, like I'm talking to them about like the deeper pain points, the deeper emotions that they're feeling, not being able to spend time with their family. Not like literally, I have one of our amazing clients. He's an agency owner, 6-figure agency owner. His agency takes up so much time. So when he joined and started working with me, the very thing that we touched on was this, like, I'm basically going to help you build such a premium personal brand and offer that is going to give you the leverage that you need to free up a lot of your time so that you can spend more time with your family. So see, it's not just about like, yeah, I'm going to help you make content and like get some clients. Everyone else can do that. Everyone else can do that. So in Unlock Creators, pun intended, this is literally what Unlock Creators it's all about. Being an Unlock Creator, and you can join the community, by the way, on School down below. Being an Unlock Creator is that unlocking literally the life that you want for yourself and unlocking your mind in the process as well, so that you can have the leverage, so that you can have the freedom to not be a slave to even your business. A lot of people right now, they have golden handcuffs. They don't have leverage, right? They don't have leverage. So anchoring is very, very important. You constantly have to, whenever you're presenting your offer, whenever you're creating content, you have to highlight the emotion. Again, I'm pronouncing it in a weird way. The emotion that comes with it, the emotion that they're feeling right now. And the more, and this is called mirroring. So you're going to achieve the mirroring effect. So the more you do this in your content, and I'm going to give you an actual example because I don't want things to be abstract. So the more you describe the current emotions or the desired state that your ideal client is feeling, the more they're going to see themselves in your content, and then obviously the more likely they are to buy from you and invest in your offer. So this can mean something like that. So something like this. Let's give an example here. So instead of saying something like, do you want more clients? Like, let's say this is a hook, right? Do you want more clients? This is super basic. Obviously, everyone wants more clients, right? It's not about this. The way I do the mirroring effect with emotions, I describe whatever desired state or current state and painful state they're going through. So for example, I might say something like, you know, you keep posting, you're feeling insecure because nothing is working, but you know deep down you're valuable. and you're worth it, but you just don't know how to get out. I'm gonna give you the way out. That's it. Or I could flip it into saying like, I used to feel like that. I used to feel insecure about my content. I used to feel like I'm not enough. I used to literally, remember what I did at the very beginning of the video? I used to be afraid of charging a lot of money. I used to be afraid of doing that. And so through doing this, you achieve the mirroring effect. Meaning whenever your ideal client is finding your content and your messaging, they're gonna go, it's like, you get me. It's like you get my situation, right? And that is the reaction and that is the feedback that you want to get. You don't want to just be, so if you want to lose yourself in the actual crowd and with the competition and like just become a commodity, go ahead, like that's fine. But if you want to attract those amazing clients and make your entire business blow up and become more profitable and not be broke as a content creator, as most of the content creators are, you want to get this effect, right? You want to get this effect. And the thing is, doing all of this will allow you to sell without selling. And let me explain. So I'm gonna put it on the screen. One of our clients, he got a paid in full yesterday through DMs. His entire messaging, we worked on him creating that mirroring effect and essentially getting people to resonate on such a deep human level that he doesn't need to do any selling. He doesn't need to convince people. He doesn't need to beg people. He just literally talks to people and they join his program. Now, how do we do that? How do we actually sell without selling, without sounding salesy, without like going through all of these like gimmicks and frameworks that these gurus are giving you to sell? We approach all of this from a perspective of like, how can I provide tons of value? And instead of obsessing over my own problems, how can I obsess over their problems? How can I treat any kind of potential? I literally told this to my clients last night. So how can I, whenever I approach a conversation with a potential client, I don't look at them as like, yeah, just another client that gives me money. No, I approach that from a perspective of like, this is a potential friend and mate for me, right? Like a potential amazing connection, someone that I can actually connect with. How can I help? How can I genuinely help? Right? So when you approach it like that, when you truly come from a vulnerable place and describe, like on my Instagram, like I'm going sometimes on rants and like describe, and even especially in my emails and even in one-on-one conversations, like I'm literally describing the pain that I felt while having no leverage, while not knowing and being super afraid of charging more. I'm literally approaching it like a human being. All of this, like the mirroring effect, this is stuff that I've been internalizing and doing even before knowing the actual terms and stuff like that, right? Because the more you approach this as I know it sounds weird, but as a human being, the more you're going to be able to sell without actually selling. And I know this sounds like it's a paradox, like, but that's how it works. Because within this, if you approach it like, I really want to provide an actual transformation, like I want to help these people achieve a different kind of identity beyond just some surface level things, beyond just some numbers. If you approach it like that, I promise you, the right people will resonate. And then your business will become more profitable. But it's got to be genuine. It's got to be from a place of, I actually want to provide value. So it doesn't need to be from a place of like, how do I take? Most people, most creators actually operate from that place. How can I take? How can I take more? Not how can I give? So let's write that down. Go from, I cannot spell anymore. So go from how can I take? Go from this to how can I give? And another framework that I'm giving my clients is this: whenever you're making a video, try and change your mindset to think, I'm actually getting paid thousands of dollars for this. Act as if you're already getting paid thousands of dollars for every single piece of content that you put out, whether that's an Instagram story, reel, carousel, video like this. Remember what I told you like a couple of minutes ago? It's like, I'm treating this as a one-on-one coaching session, as if it's just you and me. And I'm here to literally give you as much as humanly possible to help you become more profitable with your business. So when you're approaching it like this, you're gonna have infinite ideas, and you're just gonna be operating from a state of genuinely wanting to provide value. And that will show. That will genuinely show in your content. And that's how you're gonna be able to sell without selling. So to kind of sum up the first point of offer positioning, go from a commodity offer to an identity-based offer in which you're essentially highlighting and delivering a true transformation, a deep transformation that goes beyond the surface level and that helps your ideal client become who they want and needs and deserve to become. That is the key in terms of positioning. And approach this from a human level. Genuinely, become excited whenever you're having a conversation. Like, I'm at a beautiful stage right now where I'm not at like huge, incredible numbers yet, but the clients that I work with are absolutely amazing. And I'm only working with people that I genuinely connect with, because for me, it's not just about like, making some money and that's it. No, for me, it's about like making some connections for the long term. I might do a partnership with some of our clients on a long term. And that's the beauty in all of this, when you approach it with like the how can I give sort of mindset. And another thing that I really want to touch on in here is understanding that, and then we're going to move on to the second point. Understanding that, let me do a pyramid of needs. Again, bear with me with my amazing drawing skills. So hopefully I got this right. So at the bottom of the needs, it's physiological. So people want to be able to just pay their bills, buy food, whatever. Then we have safety. So people just want shelter. They want to feel safe in life. They want to feel secure. Then we have social. Then we have self-esteem. I'm not going to be able to write all of that. There we go. And then at the end, at the top, we have self-actualization. Cool. And this is called the Maslow hierarchy of needs, right? I want you to really understand this. If you're targeting the people that are here in a really low survival state, first of all, these people are not willing to invest in themselves. They're not willing to invest. So investing in self-education, right? That's just not a priority for these people. So they don't even care. These are the people, these are the scrollers, like the brain dead scrollers that just like content, they might comment, they might get your lead magnet, they might get into even your free community, but in reality, they're just lying to themselves that they're actually doing something and taking action, and they're not doing anything because they're in that low survival state because their needs are basically here. They're not even able to pay their bills. They're living literally paycheck to paycheck. If you target these people at the bottom, if you're just like super top of funnel, if you're just like super general with your content and not specific, you're not going to be able to be profitable and charge a lot of money, especially if we're talking about an actual mentorship coaching offer. Now, beyond that, we have safety. This is kind of the same thing. From social, this is starting to change, but this is where you really want to be. Self-actualization and self-esteem. So this is for the people at the top that are already winning, already working, but they need spiritual guidance. They need even business guidance, but deep down, they're chasing, like their basic needs are met. They don't worry about that. They don't worry about bills. They have thousands and thousands to invest in themselves, in their own progress. They're on a journey to achieve and embody their most authentic version of themselves. And guess what? They're willing and they are gonna pay you a lot of money for that. So what I wanted to give you with this is this perspective. If you're targeting the top of the pyramid in terms of needs, then you're gonna be able to charge a lot of money for this, for whatever your offer is and whatever your space is. Because there's always a way to flip it from, again, the outcome-based super commodity offer to the deeper identity-based offer. And that is how you position yourself in a really premium way. So let's move on to the second point in here. And this is all about simplifying your customer acquisition process. Most people think they need 100 like ads and 10 VSLs and I don't know what else, like 12 steps to convert people. But in reality, what you need is a super simple system. And this is what I call the leads engine inside of my program, what I'm doing with my clients. So this is super simple. Let me just break this down for you. So we have really 3 key elements in here. So we have IG, which is short form. We have YouTube, which is obviously long form. And then we also use School, which is kind of like a hub for resources and introducing people into our world. Now, the way this is going is super simple. People discover you. So short form is brand awareness. YouTube long form is trust. And world is basically designed to convert people. Now, what you can do with this is super simple. Just attract people through short form content, introduce them into your world even more with long form, build that trust, just give. Again, give all of the value that you have, and then introduce people deeper, get them deeper into your world for them to see literally how you're doing things, for them to connect with you on a deeper level, not just the short form, not just the 30-second reels, and that's it. And then you can literally have conversations, whether that's through a get to know you call. If I do a call, I typically do literally like a get to know you call. Like that's what I call it, or an onboarding call. So it's like, I'm genuinely connecting with this person. Let's have a conversation. And if it's a good fit, it's a good fit and we're gonna start. If it's not, it's fine. But it's not a classic sales call with a random person that I don't know nothing about. They don't really know anything about what I'm doing. It's more like a genuine conversation. And you can even sell through a document, like in the DMs, just presenting, or like a simple website, just presenting the offer that you have inside. So this entire thing is not, it doesn't need to be that complex. It doesn't need to be that. That's why I'm saying, like, simplify your customer acquisition process, because you don't need to run 10 different VSL pages with 10 different like funnels and stuff like that. Like most people overcomplicate it. It's really about providing tons and tons of value, creating the brand awareness, building more trust through long form, and then introducing people into your world, and then literally having conversations with people that you love working with. And if they're a good fit, they're a good fit and they're gonna get in. My clients are getting results with this because they're leading with this entire mindset of how can I give, right? Again, how can I give? How can I provide that value? How can I connect with people? How can I build genuine connections, not just like sign clients and that's it? And when you do that, you don't have to complicate. Like this is plenty. This is plenty to scale to crazy numbers. You just need to walk people from like the short form to the long form into a deeper inner world. This could be an email list as well. Get them to connect with you, and then literally from time to time ask people to reach out to you and just have conversations, and that is it, right? Now, the third and final point, rebuild your pricing and delivery for profit and, very important, peace of mind. Came up with that acronym right now. So peace of mind, not burnout. So this is the third and final thing. Rebuild your pricing structure and delivery for maximum profit and peace of mind and actual joy of working with clients, not burnout. And I'm going to be honest, I made a lot of mistakes when it comes to just running my business. And what I learned is that if you don't set up your pricing structure right, if you don't have an actual delivery system to get your clients results, you're not gonna enjoy the process, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna lead to burnout, and that's not what you want, right? And the thing is, for most people, your offer structure and the way you price it is just killing your scalability and also your joy in terms of like working on your business, right? So the thing that I want to highlight here in terms of, let's start with this, rebuilding your pricing. So the way I do it is super simple. If you're a coach and if you genuinely want to provide a transformation, again, going back to the true transformation to your clients, you really want to simplify things. So I only do one-on-one work, which is in two ways, basically. This is one is self-paced, and then this is intensive. So self-paced means they still have access, everyone has access to me one-on-one via text whenever they need. And obviously group calls, but we don't do one-on-one calls every single week. The intensive one-on-one is basically one-on-one calls, sessions, just like this one, super intensive, super hands-on every single week to make sure we're on track. And the pricing for me is super simple because I don't have like different packages and weird options and stuff like that. It's like literally 2 options. So this is what you want to do. You want to have, so your hero offer is, I like to call it, obviously high tickets. And it's super simple. The more access people get to you, the more they pay. And if we are to draw like a chart in here, if this is access, I cannot spell that word, there we go, access and price, right? It literally goes like that. Like the more access they have to you, the more they're gonna pay. It's super simple. Like you don't have to overcomplicate this with different types of hundreds of offer packages and stuff like that. That really confuses people. So when you price your offers just like that, then it becomes super easy for your ideal clients to make a choice. Like, yeah, I really want the intensive option. Like I really want to get the full complete access to you with one-on-one calls. I want us to sit and go through everything, and I want you to be really hands-on. And guess what? The magic in this is that once you're here, like, you know, here, my graph is the most amazing graph ever. Once you're here, like the most amount of access, the highest price, that's also the transformation. That's the highest transformation and the fastest you can get results. So this is what you want to highlight in the actual delivery, in the actual way you present your offer and you present your pricing. So you want to highlight the fact that the top level transformation, right, is obviously when they have the most amount of access to you. So the faster they want to get that transformation, the more they have to pay. And this for me and my clients, it brings so much clarity, because you don't have to deal with so many like different packages and stuff like that. It's super simple to understand. Now, the thing with this is like delivery. So once you have your pricing structure in place, delivery. You really need a unique mechanism. And the way I do it to deliver the results, I structure it in 3 core phases. Phases or systems, right? So these are phases or systems that I'm literally going through step by step with every new client that I'm onboarding, that I'm getting, right? So in my case, for example, it's super simple. So the first thing is offer genesis, and I'm gonna walk you through all of it. The second thing is leads engine, and the third thing is clients ascension. And this is offer alignment and positioning. So identifying the ICP, ideal client profile, building that avatar, making sure the offer on a super human level is aligned with the person that I'm working with, and then positioning in the market, and basically making the entire process super seamless. Then we're taking a look at positioning with the leads engine. So this is basically the entire content. And then client ascension is obviously getting clients, and that's basically it. So I know every single time whenever someone joins, I start here. I don't start here, right? I walk them through the kind of process. And a signature proprietary method is what you need to stand out in the market. Now, you might not want to leads with, because there are a couple of ways of doing this. You might not want to lead with the mechanism and the delivery. You might want to lead with the value that you're offering or the transformation that you bring. However, this is for you as a coach, as a mentor. It's very important to have a step-by-step process with each client. Obviously, every client is going to be different. Every case is going to be unique, and this is where your human skills and understanding and being able to read people, NLP, a lot of it, this is where it comes into play. But ideally, you want to have a step-by-step plan and structure that you follow with every client to make sure you guarantee results, and not only that, to make sure you have peace of mind. So you don't have to go insane. Like, what do I do with this client? What do I like? You have to really spend time and figure out what is my methodology, what is a unique process that I can offer to not only make my business more profitable, also help my clients achieve that identity, that desired state, that core deep transformation beyond the surface level stuff. So hopefully this kind of intimate coaching session made sense. I really like these type of videos because I like to, again, cover a lot of things, go in really into depth and give you guys the frameworks and everything that I can possibly give via this video. But obviously there's so much more that I could talk about for hours. So if you need help with any of these things, DM me down below. You got a message in the description. DM me on Instagram, and I'm gonna help you basically implement all of this into your business and position your brand as a luxury brand and as a premium offer, so that not only you can charge way more, but you can work with amazing clients, and that you are gonna be able to find joy in this online business space. So this was the video. Hopefully you got value from it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.